Yes, I am shooting another video in the car because I have so much time between the time I drop my kids off to the time I have to go to work. So I just like shooting videos in the car because I have some quiet time. I'm finally alone. And today I wanted to share a little bit about synchronicities. So I have this big message that I want to share with the world, I guess you can say. And sometimes when you have a big goal and a big dream, as soon as you come up with the dream, as soon as you start fine-tuning the goal and taking the steps, you start feeling the resistance. Your ego steps in and it's like, well, you remember the last time you tried to do something, or hypothetical opinions of others start popping into your mind, and you start psyching yourself out and freaking yourself out because your ego doesn't want you to move into a new situation, a new version of yourself, because where you're at right now is safe. So I kind of felt that yesterday. Yesterday I came up with a really amazing plan to share my message that I want to share with the world. Starting in 2019. I want to be very intentional about this. I want to make sure that what I'm saying actually makes sense, because usually it only makes sense to me. It needs to make sense to you if it's going to work. So, as I'm driving home after I had this amazing day of like a lot of really great ideas and like just a flow of energy and a flow of creativity, I'm driving home and I start feeling resistance and I start feeling low vibration, and I'm just like feeling sad or depressed, or I couldn't pinpoint it, but I knew that it had to do with an underlying thought. And so I kind of thought about it. I pinpointed it. I didn't understand what the thought was until I got home. And then I realized that it was a resistive thought that my ego was playing in the background to make me not want to move forward with my goals. Anyways, back to synchronicities. So this morning I've gotten a few different synchronicities, and synchronicities are basically your inner being, your intuition's way of telling you to go in a certain direction. That and the way that I experience it is I will see sequence of numbers when I'm working on certain things. Like a couple summers ago, I was working on my image of who God is and what God is, and how I connect with God. And it was very difficult for me because I have a weird religious background. Like my childhood religion is very strict. And so it's been hard for me to detach from my original view of who God is. So that summer I was seeing 7-Eleven, Google it if you don't know what that means, 7-Eleven and 444 all the time, constantly. Right now, I'm trying to do something different, and I've taken care of that other issue. I have something else going on, and so for the past few months, I've been seeing 555, 222, and 333. So this morning, I saw that. And then I also kind of gauge by the things that pop up and the messages that are given to me. So I turned on a podcast, and the message that I heard on the podcast was exactly the same message that I want to share. It's not a message that we hear a lot, so I don't feel as if the market is saturated on this, because we live in a culture where we want everything to happen right now. We want to look and feel a certain way right now. We want to lose 50 pounds right now. And my message is the opposite. I don't want you to work hard for your change. I want you to do it slow. I want you to be comfortable and happy in what you're doing and how you're doing it. And so I guess my message is that we need to make small changes in our habits and form new habits, adopt new habits, not really resisting old bad habits, but more of adopting new good habits that will eventually replace the old bad habits. When we fight things that we don't want in our lives, we actually invite more of that into our lives. So by having all these people tell us, stop drinking soda, stop smoking, lose weight, we're just inviting more of that. We're focusing on how much soda am I drinking? So you're drinking more, and maybe you'll do good for a day, but it's not sustainable. So instead, I want to encourage you to adopt new habits like drinking more water. Maybe if you focused on drinking more water, you won't need to drink as much soda. Maybe if you focused on making healthy choices and replacing, maybe you eat a lot of white bread and you're just going to only replace white bread with wheat bread. I'm not saying stop eating carbs. I'm saying eat a better carb. So those little tiny changes that turn into habits, when you stack them up over time, they become big life changes. And I'm a testament to that because it took me 4 years to lose 40 pounds. And at first I was like, that's terrible. But really it was 2 years of habit changing and doing things differently, because for the first 2 years, I was just doing crash diets, and crash diets are fun and great and wonderful, and they can get you some results really quickly, but it's not sustainable. So as soon as you get off of that diet, that 6-week challenge or the diet or whatever you're doing, when you come off of that and then you go back to your regular lifestyle, you're going to gain all the weight back. You're going to go back to your old habits. So I really want to encourage habit changing for overall lifestyle change. And I just heard a message this morning that reinforced that. I saw my synchronicity numbers that reminds me to stay on the track that I'm currently on and that things are changing. I'm not going to see overnight success. I'm not going to see overnight changes. But if I keep going down the path that I'm going on, slowly but surely things will start changing. And one day I'll wake up and I'll have all of the things that I'm intending to manifest now, but it could take a while. So watch out for synchronicities. Watch out for the way that you're feeling. So if you start feeling negative emotions about something you're doing, it may not be that you are doing the wrong thing. It may be that you have a little habitual thought that plays every time you try to step out of your comfort zone. So thinking habits are kind of a big deal too, and we're going to talk more about that in 2019. So I hope that you like my message. I hope that it helps you. I'm going to give little tiny tips. Today's little tiny tip is to just feel good, focus on feeling good, focus on paying attention to the synchronicities and not so much of the anxious feeling, because that could be your ego trying to keep you where you are. It doesn't want you to change. So allow the change to happen, but find those negative thought processes that keep you from changing, because that's the thing that really kills us. I hope you have a blessed day. I love you. Namaste. Love and light. Blah, blah, blah. See you soon.